Hey, it's Bob Nagin, and in this episode of Real Retail TV, I am going to explore the new Retail Superpower. So have you ever planned a trip, vacation, travel, something, and the day before you are scheduled to leave, you look at your list of things that need to be done, and it's downright overwhelming, right? Your hair's on fire. And but you know that you have to get all these things done before you leave, and so you get on it. You work hard, you stay focused, and you get it done. And then at the end of that day, that long day that you got so much done, you think about it and you think, man, if I was that productive every single day, my life would be pretty amazing. My business would be pretty amazing. Think of all the things that you could do if you were really, really good at staying focused. You see, focus is the new retail superpower. When you learn to stay focused, all of a sudden your ability to do important work goes up dramatically. So, what do I mean by important work? When you focus, you can learn more, right? Focus time is time when you read books, whether it's self-development, whether it's business. Focus times is when you take courses. Focus time is when you go through your retail mastery system. Focus time is also when you take what you've learned and you put it into action. Focus time is when you build your marketing plan. Focus time is when you build your training manual or your training program. Focus time is when you build out the plans for your business. All of those things take focus. But what we know is that we're distracted. We sit down to work on that training manual, and the next thing you know, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're checking our emails. So your ability to sit down and do important work is really, truly a superpower. So the reason that I've been thinking about this and the reason that I'm sharing this is that I am up here in Mackinac City working on a new book that Susan and I are writing. We started this book before the pandemic. It went entirely off the rails during the pandemic, but I knew that in order to get some momentum again, I needed place and space to focus. So I came up here to Mackinac City, and one of the things that I learned that I'm not very proud of, but that's okay, is that my focus muscle, which was never particularly strong, has really atrophied. You know, the first session I sat down, I thought, I'm going to write for an hour. Well, I wasn't able to write for an hour. My focus muscle wasn't that strong. So I ended up dialing it back to a half hour. And I was able to focus for a half hour. So that became my pattern. Work hard, stay focused for a half hour, then take a break. Half hour, break. Half hour, break. And I'm looking at all of you and sharing with you that in my experience for myself and working with hundreds of independent retailers, thousands of independent retailers like you, is that your ability to focus, to schedule time to focus, and then staying focused on the important work that you need to do is going to dramatically increase your probabilities of success. So let me share two tools that my son Joe, who is an English major at the University of Michigan, shared with me. And the first, and these are both tools that I found very, very helpful in my quest to be more focused, in my quest to get more words on the paper. And the first is brain.fm. Go online, brain.fm. And it is a soundscape. It is an audio tool to help you, I banged on the tripod, to help you stay focused. And there's lots of different soundscapes, but really what it does is and it's based in science, is it creates binaural beats. The technology actually helps you focused, to stay focused. And and you can pick the time frames. So I picked 30 minutes. They have 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. But like I said, I found my focus muscle wasn't strong enough for a full hour, so I would put on the headphones. I'm experimenting with the different soundscapes. Right now, my favorite is chill. It's that kind of groovy beat, and I stay focused for a half hour. I turn off the Wi-Fi. I put do not disturb on my phone, and for a half hour, I stay focused on banging out words. One mistake that a lot of people make when they're banging out words, whether you're writing a marketing plan or a training manual or something like that, is that you get caught up in the words. This was the big mistake I was writing, right? I would fret over a sentence. I would fret over a paragraph. And that was really inhibiting my progress. And then Joe shared with me that his favorite professor gave the metaphor of your first draft is really just you're making the clay. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be polished. You just need to start. You ever hear that before? Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. I was letting perfection get in the way of progress, when in actuality, all I needed to do was start getting down words, which brings me to my second focus tool. And this was super helpful. And if your projects that need focus demand you putting down words, you're going to love me or hate me for this one. And that is, you go to a website called Squibbler. And Squibbler is a site for, let me make sure, Squibbler.io. And Squibbler.io is a website for writers. And they have all sorts of tools, but the one that I want to share with you and the one that I used was called Dangerous Prompts. So again, not letting perfection get in the way of progress, getting the words onto paper, whether they're right or not, was my focus. Dangerous Prompts allows you to pick a time. I could only go for 3 minutes. I did a couple sessions at 5 minutes. But then once you start writing, if you stop writing, you lose everything that you've written. So it starts to change colors, and then you go, oh my God, I got to keep writing again. So it forces you to keep writing. And what I found was my brain got out of the way. So I would say, I'm going to write this section right now. And I would hit go, and then I would just keep writing for 3 minutes. And then I would cut, and I paste it onto a document. Then I would continue for 3 minutes. And what I found was I got enormous amounts of work done because Dangerous Prompts forced my focus. It didn't allow me to stop because it was on, the threat of losing all my work. So again, those two things I found really, really helped me increase my focus over the last couple of days. I hope that if you write things, if you're in the process of doing anything that's writing, I hope that you'll check those out. But I just, again, this episode is really about an encouragement for you to think about your ability to focus and to think about what increasing your ability to focus would do for you, do for your business, do for the projects that you have lined up. And then really getting proactive about building that focus muscle. All right, everybody. Hope you found that helpful. I always love your comments. Put them down below. I'm Bob Nagin, and we'll see you next week.